Hi everybody, it's Lisa from Sutton's Days, and we're here with part 2 of how to build your pantry. One of the things we were talking about yesterday was shopping the sales, okay? And sometimes you can shop the sales, but you go, where am I going to put this? How am I going to make this work? Now, we're going to do a couple different examples here. Um, Freezer stuff. Now, I buy frozen vegetables. I don't really care for canned vegetables, so I buy frozen ones, and I try to catch them when they're on sale. I've seen, well, at our big local grocery store, a bag of frozen broccoli is almost $2. I wait until I can find them on sale for $1 ish. Okay. And then I try to make room for them in the freezer. Now, when you're doing smaller things like those mixed vegetables with the carrots and the corns and the beans, or if you're doing peas or something like that, you can also take those and dehydrate those. I would not suggest canning them because they are that would cook them more, and it kind of zaps some of the nutrients out of there. But if you dehydrate them, they take up much less room. I mean, it's amazing how much celery you once it's dehydrated you can get into a quart jar. So having and that way it's around. All you have to do is make sure it stays airtight in a dark, cool place. Use what you need when you need it. It's great for soups and stews and that kind of stuff. So, like those mixed vegetables in particular, those things are wonderful for dehydrating. You just fill your trays, let it go to work, and then when you're ready, you can stick them all in a little jar and use what you need when you need it. So that's very helpful. Dehydrating is a great way to preserve not only the food, but it's a great way to reduce the amount of space that you're using when you're saving up, building up your pantry. Um, Freezing fruits. There's bananas, whole bananas in my freezer, and I'll go through at a certain point and I'll take those bananas and I'll get the peel off of them and I'll mash them down and put them in a bag and flatten that bag out. And that, I mean, it's probably about that thick, but it's a gallon size bag that's about that thick, and it's all frozen mashed bananas, so that whenever I want to go make banana bread or something, it's there. It doesn't take up very much room. I haven't wasted anything. It's a really good thing to do, and you can always get bananas less expensive when they are browned, right? So that's another way. Learning how to do some of your own stuff. Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is just so good. Well, not everybody likes sauerkraut, but sauerkraut's good. So that's one of those things that would be really great to learn how to make, because then you know what's in it. That way you're not getting all the extra sugar and stuff that they tend to put into it, and you can store it in your shelves. So that's another way to build up your pantry. Um, Potatoes. You can dehydrate potatoes. I haven't had very much luck with that. There are different videos out there where people have tried it. Michigan Snow Pony, check her out. She does dehydrated potatoes. I do canned potatoes. So if you're a canner, that's one way to do it. And if you really just go to town, oh, let's see, we got 100 pounds of potatoes and it cost just under $20 last year. Okay, we ended up using 50 pounds, and that was with 5 people. So I've still got 50 pounds of potatoes sitting in jars this year. So I don't have to buy any this year. And 50 pounds of potatoes in quart jars is roughly 28 quarts of potatoes. So if you use one a week, you've got half a year's worth of potatoes there. Um, it's a easy food. It's an inexpensive food, and this way it doesn't go bad. You don't have to worry about the temperature in your kitchen or where to store it or eyes popping out. It's done. It's ready, set to go. Some people like it, some people don't. You got to see where you're at with that. Then there's meats. I strongly recommend learning to can and learning to pressure can. Make the investment in a pressure canner. You don't have to buy an all American, that's the same as a mortgage payment. You can start off with a Presto or a smaller Presto and learn how to can. If you've ever had a freezer fail on you, you understand how much money can just disappear at the loss of a working freezer. And that's horrible. It's a horrible feeling that just kind of makes you sick. But if you know how to can, then you can pressure can meats. And pressure canning meats makes them shelf stable and makes them so good. There are so many videos out there. Check out Bev Wolfe at Our Half Acre Homestead. Check out Linda's Pantry. Check out two Lilo preserves. So I'll find the link and I'll put it in the comment section. They all do really great videos on canning meat. I don't need to do another video on canning meat. And they've got different, some have different ways of doing it. I typically go for the easiest because aesthetically, I'm not putting together something that needs to look pretty with my canned meat. But you can can sausage, ground sausage. If you find a deal on ground sausage, snag that up and you can can it and have it for use later. You can can turkey, you can can deer, you can can bacon, and you can can ground beef. Then you can do your meals ahead of time. And that is such a time saver. You really do know what's in those then. You're not dealing with chemicals or whatever else some company puts in them. So you can do things right now. We have cabbage soup, we have bean soup, we have chili, we have split pea soup, and we have the unstuffed pepper soup. I'm looking to make some beef stew and probably another half dozen or more soups that we can have up so that they're ready to eat meals that we can just grab and use. That's another way to build your pantry. That's another way to use some of the stock that you've got in your freezers to clear up space for that, maybe cut down that electric bill. So that's one of the things. And then there's freezer meals. Um, if you're not adverse to using your freezer, okay, you can plan ahead, and when you catch a really good sale, throw together freezer meals that are easy to just take out, throw in the freezer or throw in the oven from the freezer, and heat up and ready to go. If you get a good deal on ground beef, make ahead meatloafs. I used to make little tiny self-serve, those little serving of meatloaf. I used to make a dozen or more of those. Put them in those little pans, put them in the freezer, you're good to go. And then all you have to do when you want is pull them out, heat them up, and dinner's done. That's amazing. I love convenience where it's real food. So you can do things like that. Sweet and sour chicken is a really popular meal that you can just kind of put all the ingredients in the bag and zip up the bag, put it in the freezer, and you have a freezer meal. There's different ways, different things that you can do. To make freezer meals, and that again helps to stock up your pantry. There's so many different ways and opportunities that you can take advantage of to stock up your pantry for a minimal amount every week or every other week. You don't have to go all in all at once. Don't expect to get there immediately, but if you work at it, if you think about it, and plan a little bit, keep track of your inventory, then you can have a well-stocked pantry, um, and you're prepared. It's a prepared pantry for whatever comes your way. If nothing comes your way, then you've just got great convenience, okay? But if something happens, like a job loss or an illness, um, any little thing that life throws at you, this is one less thing that you then have to worry about, because you know that that food is there and it's healthy and it's good for you, it's convenient, it's easy, and you don't have to worry about putting out money in order to make any of that happen. So that is what I have for today for our Pantry Preparedness Challenge. Have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.